Hello, this is Brett from Survivalcomms, and today on the picnic table we have a Will-Burt Hurry Up 25-foot telescoping aluminum mast. It's a testament to the quality of this mast because for the last 6 years this has supported a ubiquity dish, and during the entire time it was set up it never had to get re-aimed again. And this was a 1-mile shot, so that's pretty impressive. Now, that being the case, you can see all the dirt on it and everything here. So we need to disassemble this and clean it out, and I'm going to show you how that is accomplished today. Now, the way one of these masts works is you have this collar here. The collar is adjusted with this thumb screw, and this is the fixed section of the collar, and this is the swinging section of the collar here. And what happens is these sections, they bite onto the mast itself and allow it to be locked into position. Now, this is a pretty simple process. You'll need some kind of tray to organize your hardware that we're going to remove. You're going to need a 5/32 hex bit driver. You're going to need a brush, the stainless brush here we're going to use to clean the threads of our screws. A bucket of dish soap and water, as well as a garden hose for rinsing. And our plastic brush we're going to use to brush off any material. The solvent we're going to use is acetone, and then we're going to need some cotton material. And then for cleaning the inside of the bore, we're just going to go ahead and use this mop handle here. So we start by disassembling the small end first. Loosen up your adjustment screw here. And now take these screws here, which are 10/32 screws, with your 5/32 driver. And you can see the corrosion evident on these here. We're going to address that in a second. Now we can remove our lock collar. Now, the lock collar itself has this material in it right here that we're going to clean up, and this material grips the outside of the mast and holds it into place. And now we can go ahead and withdraw our tube, and we just go ahead and pull it out, and you can see it's going to come out here in a second. And we have this as our stop, so we're going to hang on to that. And at the end, you can see here we have a seal. So we're going to clean up all this mess right now. And we've got our small parts cleaned up here. We've used our stainless brush here to clean up our hardware, including the screws. And then we've cleaned our stop, and we've cleaned and inspected our collars here. So now that all this is done, go ahead and take these items and place them back in your tray. You can see we've cleaned the outside of our top section, and our seal down here. Seal is good. But once we're done, we want to go ahead and wipe down the outside of this and the inside of the other sections of tubing where these nest with acetone to remove any residue. To clean a dead end bore such as this end section here, go ahead and make a loop, and then make a second loop, making a girth hitch. Take your patch material, tighten the patch material around your cordage. This is going to allow you to retrieve your patch material. I'll take your cleaning rod, shove it down the bore all the way to the end. Remove your rod. Now go ahead and retrieve your patch. And you can see all the nasty stuff coming out of there. Now we move on to subsequent sections. Back this out. Extend this section here. And once you get this out far enough, go ahead and use your driver and remove the hardware again, just like you did on the first section. Then rinse and repeat the process. Well, once you've sufficiently cleaned out the bore and the outside of your different sections of the mast, it's time to reassemble it. Now, what we're going to use for grease is I'm just going to use silicone tune-up grease. They do have a manufacturer-specific grease for this particular application, but I do not know what type it is. But the silicone grease should work pretty good for this. So just go ahead and take a little bit of it and place it in the bore here for the first little bit. Now, before assembly, we want to take the silicone grease and we want to apply it to our seal. Now let's go ahead and reinsert our section, working it in here with the seal. And once it's in correctly, you'll feel it slide in and out easily. Just like that. Once we've tested operation of the mast and proper installation of the seal, go ahead and take acetone or whatever solvent you're using and clean the outside of the mast section. Once you've done that, take your plastic stop, wrap it around your mast section, and insert it back inside. Now we're ready to reinstall our collar. Take your collar before we put it together, assemble your hardware. I take just a tiny bit of anti-seize and place it on this fastener here, or on this screw, just like that. Now reinstall your fixed collar. Your fixed collar is the one that's threaded aluminum. The swivel part of the collar is the one that has the steel insert. So just line up your fasteners and start them. Cinch it down, but don't over tighten it yet. Once you've got those tightened down, take this section here, and you've already got your anti-seize on it. Thread that in slightly. Then install the swivel screw. Now go ahead and go around your screws and tighten them up. Take your collar here, tighten up the collar, back it off, then test your. Should be just as easy as that. Take this section, tighten it up, and attempt to collapse it. If it holds, loosen it up. Stow this section, and you've completed this section. Now go ahead and repeat the process for the remaining sections. Well, now we're completely reassembled, and we'll go ahead and stick it up real quick.
I hope this helps. It's Brett from Survivalcomms. Till next time.